This is the second part, right? The second part of this class on March the 16th, 2021. And I would like to offer you the possibility to ask questions if you may have about all that have been discussed before about the syllabus. I don't know if Barbara, Carla, Shiri, Elizabeth, Jocelyn, Karen, Catherine, Lisette, Luciano, Marcos, you might have any questions. Sofia, Imali.
Actually, I have a question, but I'm not if all my classmates are here to hear my question, so maybe I can wait.
Well, yeah, we could do that, or they might have the chance to watch the recorded version of the
Oh,
class.
okay.
So, yeah.
So my question is that to sum up, this meeting with the Mexican students, are going to be like in the same way as in the forum? I mean, in a parallel form, or this chat that we are going to have with the Mexican students will replace the forum, the writing forum, or
Right. The forum as an evaluation and also as a possibility of interaction, right? Asynchronous and synchronous interaction will be with the Mexican students, but also will involve interaction about the literary works that we're going to be working with, right? So the possibility of contacting them or having exchanges with Mexican students will involve for the synchronous part of the activity. That means when you are talking at the same time with them, will involve that you at some point agree with them, that you, right, agree with the all the members in the group, the Chilean and the Mexican students, to agree on a time and a date so you can meet, not when we are in classes. I'm going to try to arrange a moment during the class in which you might have interactions. Particularly, I'm thinking of this class, and because the other class that we have, it's on Thursday. So the other class on Thursday starts at 8:30, minus 3 hours, 9, 8, 7, 6:30. So there's no way that you can meet with them on Thursday class at the same time because they will not be at school, right? Or it's going to be like 6 in the morning for them. So I think one possibility, if you could meet with them during the classes, during the time that we're expected to meet is on Tuesdays, right? Because we meet at 10:30, 9, 8, 7, 7:50. So at 7:50 they are already at school. So I think that would be one possibility. That, for example, one of the hours that we're meeting on Tuesdays, you can use it to interact with your Mexican counterparts. I mean, with members of the group. Well, maybe we should not talk about Mexican students and Chilean students because you will become one group at some point, right? One group with them. So I don't know if I'm answering the question. So probably we might arrange one of the hours on Tuesdays so you could meet with them. And also you will have to find what suits you. Maybe you can have more time on a different day at a different time that may agree with their schedule, and you can arrange the meetings at a different time. Okay, is that all right?
okay, professor.
Alrighty. Does anyone have any questions? Anything that was not clear, or anything that you would like to go deeper in? Chat. Catherine, please. Catherine, you're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, right now, yes.
Great. I want to ask you something about the book Letters from an American Farmer. Is it just the letter 3 that we have to read?
Well, yes.
Because with Visania, we would like to work with that report.
All right, sounds good to me. So, if you don't mind, let me see if I can share the syllabus. Maybe I was already.
Yes, we were seeing it.
Okay, so letters. So I would say Catherine and Visania. Okay,
Thank you,
great.
Professor.
Sure. I'm going to get rid of the highlighting section here. Okay. Well, there are more letters written by John Le Crevecoeur. They are part of a. I mean, if you see, you can see the plural form letters, right? Not just one letter. But specifically, letter 3 deals with one topic that it's connected with the unit that we're dealing with here. So the idea is that in this case, Catherine and Visania can explore the concepts of cultural diversity. And actually, in this letter number 3, we can see all of them: cultural diversity, migration, and the American dream, among other components or topics. So after the explanation, Catherine and Misania are going to provide a presentation, right? And in this presentation, I'm sure they're going to explore all of them in depth, right? Great option, great option. 1782, but very contemporary in terms of the topics. We're still talking about cultural diversity. We're still seeing migration waves, right, in different countries, and we're still referring to actually if there still is an American dream, or if the American dream is dead, and also if Chile is a place where immigrants are looking up to and are willing to move despite all the dangers and threats that they can go through when they are crossing deserts and all that. Javiera, Stephen Crane, sure. Stephen Crane. Stephen Crane. You mean this one? Okay, Javiera. So Javiera Muñoz and Javiera Rojas.
Professor?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Hello.
You said something about didactic resources, maybe?
I did.
I got a little confused about that. Can you explain that again? Just a
Sure.
little.
Sure. I'm I'm speaking with Javier Munoz.
Yes.
Okay, Javier. So I know that didactic resource is a sort of a very vague or quite open concept, right? But the idea is that teachers in general use resources that might be audiovisual, for instance, right? So we can use videos in class. We can use Javier Bustamante, just a second. I'm going to answer the question about the number of members in the group. All right. So we can talk about a didactic resource when we refer to a video, when we refer to a tale, for instance. We were referred to a poem, right? Actually, many things can be used as a didactic resource. The thing is that you have to design and create this didactic resource as a group with all the members from Mexico and Chile, right? And this resource need to promote a specific value or a specific concept. If we look at the syllabus, the didactic resource, which might be, for example, a video that you make. It could be a performance. You may act some situations in the video. You may create a cartoon. You may create some sort of booklet with small poems. All of these that are part of one resource. You can promote or focus, right, on justice, social justice, dignity, teaching how to become a global citizen. You can discuss the concept of prejudice, maybe providing a sort of lessons for the students to learn. You may discuss the elements of gender and race and promote tolerance and to diversity, right? You may discuss how we perceive the environment and promote through the story, through the tale, through the video, through the whatever resource you may design collaboratively within your group. The idea is that you can develop or promote these concepts through the resource. So the resource that you may design may relate to, for example, let's suppose that's a story that may deal with racism or prejudice or dignity. And at some point through this, you may teach how to behave, how not to harm others, how to avoid, for example, cyber bullying, right? So it's a very open task that may lead you to many different types of resources. Each group may decide on which type of didactic resource you're going to be designing. Therefore, other decisions may come, such as how much time do we have, who's going to be doing what, how are you going to combine all the elements to design this resource. And in the case of the Mexican students, they have to take this resource and they have to use it during their practicum. So whatever resource you might design, a story, a cartoon, a set of poems, a video, they have to use it in their practicum. And for you, you may take this resource and you may use it later during your professional practicum. So it might be a resource that can help you, right, to refer to these concepts that are so abstract. So how to teach about justice and dignity to children in elementary levels, how to refer to prejudice, to gender and race, and how to teach respect and tolerance to students who are, in 7th grade or 4th grade, or even first year secondary school. How do you deal with this through a didactic resource that you may design? So that's a task. That's the challenge. That's the idea. If I haven't answered the question, please just push and insist. All right, Javiera Bustamante. The number of students per group, I would say between 3 and 4, considering the number of students so far in the class. If we have a lower number of students, well, I don't think we're going to change that, but so far I would say 3 to 4, 3 to 4 students, right? Now we need to do the math. If we cannot get groups of 3 and 4, and we may have a couple, I'm totally fine with that. All right. And I got here Natalia, Kevin, Marcelo, and you are choosing The Great Gatsby. Why are you choosing The Great Gatsby, Marcelo? I'm very curious. Just a question.
You should ask Natalia. She asked for it.
Okay. I appreciate the honesty always.
No problem.
All right. So we've got. What do you have? The Great Gatsby right here. Okay. Help me out, Marcelo. So Marcelo Retamal, Natalia Fuentes, Kevin Saldivar. Is that right?
Yeah, that's all right.
So much. And I've got another request here. Jocelyn, why are you choosing the jungle? I'm very curious. No,
I don't know. It was a decision in the group.
All right, all right.
It was just spontaneous, Professor.
Yay! All right, good for you. I love that. Spirit of the moment. The jungle, right here. Remember that that I mentioned before that you have to do 2 book reports, right? Presentations, basically. So, for example, in the case of Catherine, Lisania, Karen, Camila, Carlen, Jocelyn, Marcelo, Natalia, Kevin, Javiera Muñoz, and Javiera Rojas, you already have your first option in this unit. So your second option cannot be any of these. Okay, in your case, you have to pick another literary work from a different unit related to different topics. Okay, but there's still time to do that. So I've got you here with the jungle. Okay, here I have Carla's request. I've got Fernanda Ordanidia, Fernanda Diaz, Consuelo Fernandez, and Carla Avendaño with The Death of a Salesman. Why that choice? Is there any reason for choosing that literary work? No reason? All right, Carla, fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. And Asgat Alarcón, I'm going to include you in this last Stephen Crane's work with Javiera Muñoz and Javiera Rojas. Okay, great. And I've got another request. Totally agree with you, Fernando. Yes, about your comment here. Some people think the American dream is already dead. It would be interesting for you to discuss this probably with your Mexican counterparts. The desire to flee your country or the necessity, the need to go abroad out of your country. It might be present here in Chile, but it's not as strong, I would say, as in other Latin American countries. Some people in other Latin American countries that are closer to, for example, United States, have this inner desire to go to, for example, in this case, United States, as they see one option to survive the context that in which they are living in, or one way to escape the reality. So you might ask how they see the American dream in Mexico, because they are closer, right? They are next, they share a border, and for them it's not the same as for Chilean students who might, see that if they learn English, they're not going to use it because Argentina, Bolivia, and Peru, they use Spanish. But in the case of Mexico, they cross the border and they are in an English-speaking country. And so they are going to have a different, probably a different perception of the American dream, and if there is an American dream for them. So very, very interesting, this concept of if there is or not still American dream. Yomali, sorry, Nicole, I've got your request here. Nicole Bastidas is asking to request Scarlet Letter and the incidents in the life of Slave Girl. Nicole, why these options?
We discussed with my group, and we are very we investigate something about those two titles, and we really are interested.
All right, fair enough. Incidents in the life of Slave Girl. Several of the slave narratives that, for example, Olaure Cuyano, it's one slave narrative. Frederick Douglass's narrative is also a slave narrative. And Harriet Jacobs's incidents in the life of Slave Girl. But this time, this one is from the perspective of a female slave. Each experience as a slave was unique. Some of them are very sorrowful. Some of them you can't believe what a human being can do to another one. Some of them are very crude and heartbreaking. So this slave narrative by Harriet Jacobs adds up to the perspective of slavery from the perspective of a female slave, a woman who had a different treatment, right? And it's not the same if you read Olaure Cuyano, who refers to being kidnapped from Africa and all the process of being taken in a ship to a new territory, being a child. And it's different from Freddie Douglass's, who narrates his life as a slave, as the son of a white owner, a white slaveholder, and his escape, and later he's becoming a writer, and all the speeches he gave as an advocate for freedom, anti-slavery freedom speeches. So Harriet Jacobs's experience relates from a female perspective how her life was as being part of a family who held slaves. And well, I don't want to give any spoilers, so very, very, very interesting decision. And the other option, Nicole, was Scarlet Letter. Why the Scarlet Letter? Do you have any Any arguments about that? Scarlet Letter? Or that one and not another one?
As far as I am concerned, there is a movie that a few years ago like take some parts of the Scarlet Letter to make it. But
Exactly.
I also read a little summary, and I really like it.
All right. Great choices, because you have two strong female characters. And I think we're all going to love the way you give your presentation, considering that Scarlet Letter is also about women, right? And well, you will tell us later what your perception is, but there's also a lot of prejudice going on there, and also lots of it have to do with lots of it has to do with gender. So it's quite contemporary as well. It was written a long time ago, but still you can see prejudice and gender and how the role of women still diminished. For example, you see the percentage that they are paid in different jobs, that females are paid less than men for that males, right, for the same job. So we can still see these gender differences. Hey, Barbara, I've got your request here, Moby Dick. Great. So, why Moby Dick? Why not? Barbara, yes.
Apparently Luciano is familiar with the book, so yeah, I don't really have an opinion on that.
All right, let's ask Luciano. Are you familiar with the book? In what way?
Oh yes, I read that book during the high school.
Really?
Yes, and I found it kind of interesting. The story of Captain Ahab and everything with the whale.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with you. It's just like some cartoons. I mean, I'm not comparing Javiera right there, the unit number 4. It's just like cartoons or some movies that when you watch them, or some books when you read them, you sometimes cover the first layer. That happens when you read a book when you're a child. You understand the plot, you understand the characters, you understand maybe the perspective of the author, and maybe the tone. Maybe I would say tone is understood probably later if you read the book when you're in high school. Right, but there are other layers that maybe you understand later when you grow a little bit, when you're older. For example, this pursuit of a whale by what some people called a crazy captain. Ahab may sound crazy for some, but he was quite revengeful in a way, and he was dragging everyone in this quest of trying to kill this whale that had chewed away his leg. But there are so many perspectives, right? In this, there's also multicultural. The book, The Ship, was composed by people from all around the world, as far as I understand. So there are a lot of layers that I would love to hear from you. Just like when someone, a child watches The Simpsons, and the child laughs at some of the. But then when you watch The Simpsons, you understand that they are about some specific layers of the American society, and some of their vices, and some of the way they think about different American values. And that happens, for example, when you read whatever, there's always You need to go over layers, just like in Shrek, right? Layers after layers until you discover the core. Good.
The hidden meaning.
Yeah, the hidden meaning. So I'm glad you're revisiting this work. Glad. Cherry and Sophia and Javiera, The Telltale Heart and A Mockingbird, please. Right, why those choices? Telltale Heart first. Any
Telltale Heart because we like it. Cherry and I really like Edgar Allan Poe. And where the three of us are very interested about actually going in depth with Kill a Mockingbird, which is a famous book, but we haven't really read it before. And I want to.
All right, so you're a fan of Edgar Allan Poe's. Interesting. I also like Edgar Allan Poe, and I noticed that in my previous syllabi, I included like 3 or 4 works by Edgar Allan Poe. So I thought that I should keep it more balanced, not just whatever I liked, but also give space to other writers, right? So Telltale Heart. And the other was, gosh, To Kill a Mockingbird. To Kill a Mockingbird, right here. Great choice. I love To Kill a Mockingbird, and I can never have enough of this literary work. It's so complex and at the same time it's simple. This is not written in stone, by the way. If you chose, for example, To Kill a Mockingbird, you may decide that you don't want to do that and you want to try a different literary work. Okay, so this is not written in stone. You still have time to decide on a different literary work. But my suggestion is take a look at these. And if you read some summaries or watch a movie or whatever gives you a different idea that you want to take up a different literary work, send me an email, right, or a message through Teams, and we can change this. Also, for example, every single author here, for example, Nathan Hawthorne or William Faulkner, they have different literary works. So you may not use this one specifically. For example, in the case of William Faulkner's, you may not use A Rose for Emily, but you can choose a different literary work. I'm totally fine with that, as long as the one that you choose may deal with prejudice, gender, and race. So that's the idea. The idea is that the literary work that you choose should be connected with the umbrella, which provides in the unit number 3 the concepts of prejudice, gender, and race. They are sort of the umbrella. There are many literary works that deal with this. Even some of them that are not here. So I encourage you to find other options if you want to. Second book. In the Rye. Jocelyn, Camila, or Karen, or Carla. Why The Catcher in the Rye?
Well, I was reading a little about the summary, and it says that it's about the different issues that adolescents live during the school. So it's kind of interesting, the topic, because we are supposed to be working with students and with adolescents. So the book may be interesting.
Absolutely, totally connected with adolescence. Totally right, and all these uncertainties, all these different possibilities and the sense of being lost at some point of their lives and not knowing who to trust in. Yeah, completely agree with you. Marcos, I've got your choice here with Elizabeth Lasso, Valentina Diaz, which is The Call of the Wild. Call of the Wild. The Call of the Wild, right here. Got you here. There are a couple of movies, I think, with The Call of the Wild. You can use them as a reference, but not as... Because sometimes there are differences whenever you see the book and the movie, right? Lisette and Javiera with Huckleberry Finn. Got you here with this. Huckleberry Finn. I'm copying and pasting. So Lisette and Javiera Bustamante, just two of you, yes? Why not Javiera Bustamante, Lisette de Serra, and María Ignacia Bravo? Is that all right with you? Luciano?
Oh, yes, Professor, for the second choice, is The Secret Life of Walter Mitty available from James Thorber?
Let me double check before I commit to an answer. Nope.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Sorry, it's part of the the readings that we're going to do as a class. So yeah, sorry.
Close enough. Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry about that. So everyone is going to read A Child Said That What Is the Grass, and everyone's going to read The Secret of Life of Walter Mitty, and we're going to discuss them as a class. It's not going to be part of the yeah, sorry. Okay, so Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn. And María Ignacia Bravo. Okay. So let's see if okay, no more comments, no more questions. If there are no more comments or questions for today's session, we're going to finish today. We should be meeting again on Thursday at 9:30, 9:35. Usually, the classes are going to last, I mean, 40, 45 minutes. I think we took longer today because we were arranging this. Any comments or questions or any decisions that you may make after we finish this session, you can send me an email or you can write a message through Teams, all right? Oh, one last time request. Open vote. So I understand it's Catherine Salgado. And Bisania Lara. All right, I think we're good to go. Unless there's another. Yes, did I spell it correctly? The H after the N. The H after. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I beg your pardon. Okay, there we are. Thank you for the correction. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it was good to hear from you, to hear that you were live. And I will see you on Thursday. All right, so you all take care. The book reports and presentations, I would say that probably they are going to last, I would say between 20, 25 minutes. There are some elements that, so I guess depending on the number of participants, but in general, 20, 25 minutes are going to last in general. And then we will have some time to discuss, so that we can go deeper in the sense of interpreting and understanding more about the literary work. Javier Muñoz. Okay, Javier. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to finish the session now. If you have any last-minute decisions about literary works, keep writing in this team, right? And I'm going to keep adding the decisions that you make in this chat to the document. Okay? I'm going to incorporate the Alma and the Sea for Javiera. Just always write. Don't say like. Just write all the names, right? Like Javiera Muñoz, Javiera Rojas, and in case there's another student, write it or add it to the same message. Okay, so I'm going to add this last option to the syllabus. And for all the rest of you, have a great day. I'll see you on Thursday. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, Professor. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
Thank you.